Many thanks indeed for staying with us. Let's get on now and have our very first conversation on the show. The Commissioner for Information on those states, Mr. Edo Ajanaku, joins us live on the program. Mr. Commissioner, I mean, these are indeed very interesting times for your states. You have been in the news for quite some time now, and it has to do with these controversies, these allegations. As a matter of fact, some of the words that have been used to describe these allegations is that some small portion of monies, meager funds, some even said an infraction of as little as 4 or 5 million naira is what your state government transfers to the local government areas. Clarify for our viewers exactly how much does your state transfer to the local governments? Commissioner, I'm not sure if you can hear us. We do have your visuals inside. Yes, we can hear you now.
I thank you for this opportunity to set the record straight. Whatever the fellow who called himself.
Commissioner, please. Yes, please go ahead.
Yesterday, whatever that it came to speak about on the it came to speak about on the television yesterday was a pure fallacy, because you will recall that the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave an indication that the local government fund that gave about the local government autonomy completely. Local government. And the reality of it is that Ondo state government, we as a government, we have to follow the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There is nowhere on record that Ondo state government has taken a single penny of local government funds that comes to the state. Ondo state, but just like you know, despite the Supreme Court judgment, there are a lot of constitutional issues that need to be addressed. And one of such constitutional issues is the issue of the joint account between the local government and the state, and the state, which up to now has not been repeated, because that implementation of that Supreme Court judgment has not come in. But the reality of it is this: Ondo state government has not touched a penny from the account of the money that is coming to local government in Ondo state. So I don't know where they got their information that Ondo state government is giving 4 million or 5 million naira to each local government in the state. If they have such a proof, let them bring it out. And if they have any of such local government chairman that have made that complaint, I think that such local government should come on the public domain to come and make a data session and with the proof.
All right.
Well, we're going to try to fix, the audio connection, the network rather, through to your audio, and get back to you, Mr. Ajanaku, because we're having challenges hearing you clearly. But there are questions, if you're listening in as we continue the conversation, there are questions bordering on accountability as far as the remitting or the transfer of funds to local governments in Ondo State is concerned. There are questions as to why the chairperson of our local government was suspended following reports that he leaked a WhatsApp message revealing that 5 million was what was released to local governments in Ondo State. Why the councillors in his local government suspended him for allegations bordering on disrespect for traditional authority, financial misappropriation. And we want to even find out as well why the local government chairmen are not forthcoming in conversations required of them as to what exactly is happening, whether they're willing to defend the position of the local government chairman, that indeed that's what we're getting, or they're going to be forthright about what the state government is releasing to them. So those are the questions, really, that we want you to answer, as well as, if possible, let us know what exactly the state of implementation of financial autonomy for local government is looking like in Ondo State, particularly following the July 2024 ruling of the Supreme Court granting financial autonomy to local government. So I want to know what exactly, how exactly the Ondo State government is implementing it. Is it indeed in line with the letter and spirit of the Constitution, granting Ondo local government financial autonomy? Has the Ondo State government implemented direct payments of, funds, local government funds to the local governments? Because we've heard, from conversations from members of your state government that there is a creation of the Constitution itself that is an impediment to a direct implementation of that Supreme Court ruling, being the Joint Allocation Accounts Committee. And questions are being asked as to why that should be an impediment in the first place. Kelly.
I understand we have the Commissioner back. Commissioner, I'm not sure you've answered my question just yet. Yes, I mean, leave the fellow alone. That's why you're here. You have the right of reply. Walk Nigerians through just how much the state government pays to local government at this time. Just give us, put a number to it.
That's what I'm telling you. But money that comes from the federation accounts come to the joint account between the local government and the state government. And just like you have it at the federal level where there's a JAC meeting, we also have the JAC meeting in Ondo State. And each money that comes.
Oh dear. I mean, the internet's this morning. Okay,
so we would really like to know what the exact amount is.
We want to hear from the Commissioner for Information, because, I mean, that's your job to, I mean, indeed bring clarity to these issues, really pertinent issues. And in all fairness to Ondo State is not the only state here being questioned around issues of financial autonomy for local governments. Almost all the local governments across the states, all the states. Mr. Commissioner, I understand we have you back. Now let's see if we can get to have you wrap up on that particular question. So if you are saying that these monies are not touched, it's in a joint account you have mentioned. So walk us through whose job is it to implement that Supreme Court judgment granting financial autonomy to local governments in your states?
That is what I'm saying. That not on the Constitution, there's a constitutional amendment where local government can have their own account separately. This system remains like this. But the reality of it, as I said, is that the money that comes in are not touched by the Ondo State government. There are developmental projects that are being spaced out in all the 18 local governments in Ondo State. For example, local government, as I'm talking to you now, they were doing capital projects that worth close to about 50 to 100 million naira every in their local government. As I'm talking to you, from their own allocation money, they have bought utility vehicles for almost about 9 utility vehicles in all 18 local governments in Ondo State. It was as if Ondo State local government was dead before Governor Lokaidatwa came in. And you could see for yourself, I think your reporters are here, they can also go to the local government, all the 18 local government in Ondo State, and see what we are doing all over the place. So the reality of it is that the money that are coming in are being given to them for developmental projects. As I'm talking to you, this money, there's going to be a flag up of where local government with their contributing money are buying a vehicle to the traditional rulers in Ondo State. So the reality of it is that Ondo State government, as a government, we are not touching the money that comes to the local government.
If you're not, you have said two things. You're not touching the monies, and the monies are being used to buy utility vehicles. Are they being paid into accounts belonging to the local government? And perhaps you want to give us an idea of the specific amounts that are being paid to the local government, if indeed financial autonomy is being implemented in Ondo State. Because according to Mr. Ajulo yesterday, what is due a local government in Ondo State is in the realm of 400 million, perhaps 500 million per month, given what comes from FAC. So help us understand, are the monies being sent directly to the local governments in Ondo State, and how much per local government depending on size?
Okay, thank you very much. As I'm talking to you now, local government have in all the federation, they do not have an account. As I'm talking to you now, what we have is a joint account between the state and the local government, and that funds come directly to that. When the money comes to that, it is stated each money that comes to each of the local governments in the state. The local government now will sit down with their legislative body in their various local government and take a decision on the project that they want to implement as related to the topography of each of the local government. They will come forward. I want to build a road. I want to build a hospital. I want to build this. It will be calculated and the money will be released. Let me also tell you this. In order to ensure that there's a full implementation of this thing, we have a joint committee between the local government and the state government that supervises this project that have been done all over.
So what you're saying, Mr. Ajanaku, is that the financial autonomy ruling by the Supreme Court is not being implemented in Ondo State.
It's not that I'm not saying. What I'm saying is this: for you to get this full implementation of this autonomy as ruled by the Supreme Court, there are certain constitutional amendments you have to make, and one of such a constitutional amendment is to abrogate the joint account between the local government and the state government, so that at least the local.
It looks like again we have that interference again with the network of the Commissioner for Information in Ondo States. Really, we really hope we can have you back again to see how we can have a very smooth conversation with you, because look, Nigerians need to know, and the people of Ondo State need to know. It's only just a few moments ago or months ago that your principal was up and about making promises to the people. I understand we have you back, Mr. Commissioner. Hopefully, we do not have any interference again from your end. But again, part of the controversy here is the unconstitutional use of LCDAs in your states. That is also the controversy, the fact that the LCDAs are tagged or termed unconstitutional, but yet it looks like the state government has gone ahead to consider such LCDAs, and then there are concerns that these entities are further perhaps dividing these meager funds, this fraction of funds that your state government sends to them. I like the fact that you're trying to avoid giving us numbers and responding really to just how much your state government releases to the local governments. But speak to this fact, the issues around unconstitutional LCDAs, because you have quoted the fact that for the Supreme Court judgment to take effect, we need to see an amendment to the Constitution. But how come the LCDAs are also used used to divide these same funds as well?
That's not true. You recall that the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, when he was the government, he created 7 local government development centers in Lagos. That's as far back as 2003, when he was governor of Lagos State. There are laid down procedures, there are laid down constitution on how LCDA can be created, and all those constitutional amendments were followed in this Ondo State House of Assembly. And don't forget that this LCDA were created under the late governor of Ondo State, but the reality of it is that before we create a local government, before it can become a full local government, it has to be equated by the National Assembly, and that has not been done. So that is why the Ondo State government has not conducted an election into the LCDAs created in Ondo State. And the LCDA that perhaps the chairman that was appointed now are not part of the JAC meeting or total. So the money in the local government are not being divided among the LCDAs in Ondo State. But the reality of it is this: LCDAs are created, and it has helped tremendously to bring development down to the grassroots. And that is that. And let me also tell you this very quickly, that the greatest government that is closer to the people at the grassroots is the local government. So by further creating LCDA has further brought down development down to our district. But the reality of it is this: I can tell you without any fear of contradiction that the monies in the local government are not being shared by the local government. As a matter of fact, the Ondo state government is complementing the effort of the LCDAs by giving them subventions from the allocation that the state government is receiving from the federal account in order to make sure that development comes to the area. So, for example, Ondo state is a very large place. For example, our local government is a very vast local government in the state that it cut across almost 32,000 kilometers of land. So, if LCDs are created, we bring development to closer to the people in all the various local governments across the state. But I can tell you for free that there is no money that's being shared between the local government and LCDs. If not, it's the state government that is complementing the effort, financial effort of the LCD.
But Mr. Ajanaku, some would argue, and lawyers in fact are arguing, that the excuse presented by the state government that Jack is an impediment to the implementation of local government autonomy is one that is not tenable, because the very idea of Jack itself is that it is used to receive the funds for onward distribution to the state governments. And what the Supreme Court sought to end was the undue interference of the state governments in the withdrawal of funds from these local governments. So I'd like you to speak to that. What the Supreme Court ordered is direct payment. And so why are states still contending with direct payment to local government? Well, yet again, in Ondo State, you're able to justify the creation of more local governments for further division of these funds.
That is what I'm saying, that not until the constitution is amended, the money cannot go to the local government account directly. After that, we'll go. But what I've just told you is this: the gap is a constitutional issue. They will come. This is the money that have come. For example, maybe for local government, maybe 200 million has come this month. They will sit down, discuss the project they want to do for the development of that local government, and the money, they will look at it. The money will be released to them. And that's what we are doing here.
Are you saying that the Supreme Court didn't have enough wisdom to realize that Jack is a constitutional issue?
Well, that is left for the Supreme Court. But the reality of it is that you can make a judgment.
All right. Very quickly, as we wind down, tell us why. Tell us why then did Mr. Omolayo, the chairman of our local government, was suspended?
Look, Mr. Omolayo, chairman of a local government, I don't know whether he has come on here to tell you that because the Ondo state government is removing money from the local government. But the reality of it is governors have been impeached in this state. If it is the decision of the legislative arm of our local government to suspend their chairman, so be it. It has nothing to do with the Ondo state government.
Does it have anything to do with
arm of government? It's a separate legislature that deal with that.
Does it have anything to do with the WhatsApp message leaked revealing that 5 million was what is allocated to the local governments as against what is due to them?
That's a pure fallacy, because you recall about 2 weeks ago, all the chairmen of local government in Ondo State addressed a joint press conference to the whole world that was talking like that indeed 5 million naira maybe was talking about was part of the running cost for the local government in the state. It has nothing to do with projects. That is the running cost for the office of the local government chairman. It has nothing to do with the money that's coming from the district.
So as we wind down, the Ondo Redemption Front is doubling down on its resolve to invite the EFCC to look into the books of the Ondo State government. Will your government be willing to open the books of the Joint Account Allocation Committee to the EFCC for transparency and accountability to confirm that indeed you are not paying 5 million naira to local governments in Ondo State?
Well, in fact, we welcome them. Our doors are opening to all these to EFCC and even to ICPC. Let me also tell you very quickly that about 3 days ago, the chairman of ICPC was in Ondo State here, and we have a joint issues to discuss here, and we have a dinner here. There's nothing to hide. This government run a clean, clear, transparent government. So if the association felt they needed to bring FCC and our ICPC, the doors and the books of Ondo State is completely open for them. So we welcome the idea because we have nothing to hide.
All right. Well, Mr. Commissioner, I like the fact that you have said you welcome the idea. So the EFCC and ICPC, aside the Yahoo boys, please go to Ondo State. You have a job to do there. We need to carry out some sort of forensic audit. But must thank you indeed for talking to us and having to clarify, even though some of these issues have not really been responded, the fact that you hold on to one part of the Constitution and then you say, no, what, LCDAs, we need them to be closer to the people. And then when it has to do with issues around the funds, you decide to say, you know what, the Constitution has to be amended first before some of this Supreme Court's judgment can take effect as regards financial autonomy for local government. But must thank you indeed for coming on the show. Commissioner for Information on those states, Mr. Idowu Ajanaku, thank you indeed for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Have a good day ahead of you.
Well, this is the morning brief. We'll get to head to our second part of the conversation now on the hour, and that is Anambra State. We take you to the southeast region of the country as we get to talk the governorship elections. We are 10 days away. 45,000 police officers deployed to that election. Why? That's in a moment. Please stay with us.